Today we're going to have a look at setting up a timer program on a Spectrolink with a common and two zones connected. In today's example, we'll set up one group of programs for Monday to Friday and a separate program for Saturday to Sunday. The program is divided into 4 blocks: wake, away, home and sleep. Before commencing programming, it's a good idea to write down the program that you want to run as per the example shown here. To set a program, the Spectrolink must be on and in auto mode. We then open the door, push and hold the set until the word set is flashing along with a day. I want to program Monday to Friday to have the same settings, so I push the up or down arrow until I get to Monday to Friday and push set to save. It's now asking me what time I want the wake period to start. In my case, I want it at 6 AM, so I adjust using the time up and down arrows till I get to the correct time and push set to save. In that period, I want the temperature to be 20 degrees, so I adjust it to 20 with the up or down arrows and press set to save. In that time period, I want zones 1 and 2 as well as the common on, so I push 1 and 2 so they both appear on here. I push set to save it. I want the fan speed to run at 10 in that time period, which is already set, so I push set to save it. I'm then in the away period, which is 7:30 in my case, so I need to adjust that until I get to 7:30 and push set to save. In that time period, I want the temperature to be 14 degrees, so I adjust that down and push set to save. In that time period, I want just the common zone on, so no zone, so I leave that section blank, push set to save, and I want the fan speed to be 6, so I adjust that to 6 and push set to save. It's now asking me about the home period, which is from 4:30, so I need to adjust the time to 4:30. The longer you hold your finger on the button, the quicker it goes. And 4:30, set to save. At that time period, I want it to be 21 degrees, so I adjust the temperature to 21 and push set. I want common and zone 1 and zone 2 on, so I push zone 1 and zone 2 buttons and then set to save. And I want it at fan speed 10, so I push set to save. The final period is the sleep period, which I want from 10 p.m, which it's already set to, so I push set. In that time period, I want the temperature to be 16, so I adjust it to 16 and push set. I want only the common and zone 2 on, so I've got no zone 1, so I've just got zone 2. Push set to save. And I want it to be at fan speed 8 at that time, which it already is, so I push set to save. The program is now complete. Next, I want to put a program in for Saturday and Sunday. To do this, again, it has to be in auto and on. I push and hold the set until set and the day flashes. I then use the arrows here to adjust it until I get Saturday and Sunday, and I push set. It's now asking me what time I want that time period to start, which is 7:30. So I push set because it's already set to that. And I want the temperature in that time period to be 20, which is already set, so I push set. In that time period, I want the common and zones 1 and 2 on, so I push zone 1 and zone 2 so they both appear, and then I push set to save it. And at that time period, I also want the fan speed to be 10, so I push set to save it. The next time period starts at 9 AM, which is the away period. That's already set. Again, if I wanted to adjust the time, I'd use the up and down arrows to adjust it and set to save it. In that time period, I want the temperature to be 14, so I adjust that with the down arrow, set to save it. In that time period, I only want the common zone on, so I don't add any zones in this section. Push set to save it. And I want the fan speed to be 6, which is already set, so set to save. The next time is home, which commences at 3:30, again already set. Push set to save it. I want the temperature to be 21 in that time period, which is already set. Set to save it. In that time period, I want zones 1 and 2 on, so I push zone 1 and zone 2 and set to save it. And I want it at fan speed 10, so set to save it. The final one is the sleep period, which starts at 11, so set to save. I want the temperature to be 14 in that time period, so I adjust it to 14 and push set to save. I want only the common and zone 2 on, so I push zone 2 and set. And I want the fan speed to be 7 in that time period, so I adjust it down to 7 and push set to save it. And we're now complete. Also worth noting is that the Spectrolink must be in the on state for the program to run. So if it says off, the program won't come on. It needs to be on and in auto mode for the program to run.